In our first story on front page, it was supposed to be the end of Google as we know it. The US Justice Department wanted to rip the company apart, sell Chrome, the world's most popular browser with 3 billion users, spin off Android, the operating system powering nearly 74% of smartphones, end the $20 billion Apple deal that makes Google the default search on Safari. But the verdict? Well, Judge Amit Mehta just ruled Google keeps Chrome, Google keeps Android, Google keeps the Apple deal, and the reason wasn't lawyers or lobbying, it was AI. This was the biggest antitrust trial since Microsoft in the 1990s. The Department of Justice argued Google had a 90% monopoly in search, using default settings and billion-dollar contracts to shut out competitors. The remedies on the table were nuclear: break off Chrome or Android, ban revenue sharing deals worth $26 billion in 2021 alone, potentially dismantle Google's $200 billion ad empire. But Judge Mehta said regulators can't just look backward. They have to, in his words, gaze into a crystal ball. And that crystal ball showed a world already being reshaped by AI. And here is the AI plot twist. When OpenAI launched ChatGPT in late 2022, it didn't just disrupt search, it redefined the market. For the first time in decades, Google wasn't the only gateway to information. AI assistants, chatbots, and co-pilots became real competition. The irony, though, Microsoft poured billions into OpenAI to dethrone Google. ChatGPT forced Google to rush Gemini. But the very existence of ChatGPT convinced the court that Google isn't invincible. So the weapon built to kill Google became the shield that saved it. And here's what makes it even more outlandish. While regulators debated forcing Google to sell Chrome, Perplexity AI, the 3-year-old startup backed by Jeff Bezos and Nvidia, put in a $34.5 billion deal to buy off Chrome. Imagine that. A startup trying to buy the browser that dominates the open web. Even India's sovereign AI contender Puch AI would have loved a shot at Chrome. But with the ruling in Google's favor, that door is shut. Chrome stays in Mountain View. The monopoly stands. The market wasted no time. Alphabet stock jumped 7%. Apple rose 4%. Together, over $250 billion in market cap was created overnight. That's almost the entire valuation of OpenAI conjured in a single trading session. For big tech, this wasn't just a win in court. It was a payday. But here's the twist: nobody saw coming. Even as Google dodges regulators in Washington, it's doubling down in India. Alphabet is ramping up Pixel 10 production in India with Foxconn and Dixon, and for the first time, will export made in India Pixels globally. But why here in India? Diversify away from China and Taiwan. Benefit from the PLI scheme. Tap into the world's second largest smartphone market with 700 million plus users. For India, this means jobs, supply chain muscle, and a place at the center of global technology manufacturing. So while the US almost broke Google apart, India is helping build its future. Here's what this ruling really tells us. Courts are struggling to regulate monopolies in an industry being disrupted in real time. AI didn't just threaten Google, it legitimized Google's dominance by redefining competition. Ambitious challengers like Perplexity won't get easy shortcuts like buying Chrome. They'll have to fight uphill. And India emerges as a surprise winner, becoming Google's global manufacturing hub. So, yes, Google won. It won in court, it won on Wall Street, it won in India, and most importantly, it won the future.